Alright, so I'll give you time, mga 5 minutes, para makapag-isip kung ano ang inyong idea about quantitative research design. Go to www.menti.com and enter the code 4279304 and enter your answer. At least 2 to 3 answers ay okay na. Okay, so far there are already 11 answers. 11 who participated. You are 21, so meron pang konti na hindi pa sumasagot. Sige. Paki-comply na lang po because this will be part of your active participation digitally or online. May record ako dito kung sino yung mga sumasagot. Pag yung hindi sumasagot, wala kayong active participation grade. All right, okay. So meron ng 18 na sumagot. 18, 21 minus 18, meron pang tatlo. Sige, yung tatlo siguro ay nahihirapang mag-log-in. Pero, yun nga lang, mawawalan kayo ng participation grade pag kinontinue ko to. Kasi I have a record of those who were able to answer. Anyway, it's very obvious that majority of you already have a knowledge of what quantitative research designs means, no? And when you see quantitative analysis or quantitative research, this is a kind of research that would require, of course, as the term implies, would always require number, quantity. Kaya very good kayo. Yung pinakamalaking number, yung pinakamalaking word na lumabas dito ay numerical data. This means to say that you are knowledgeable already, that for you to come up with a quantitative research, you will be encountering and exploring a lot of numerical data, no? May mga nabasa rin ako na maliliit. Ibig sabihin ng pinakamalaki na sa gitna, karamihan sumagot yan. So very good kayong lahat. Pero meron din mga sumagot na maliliit. Ibig sabihin, pwede rin siya pero hindi masyadong sinagot ng karamihan. Halimbawa, okay, thank you. Perfect 921. Perfect attendance. Perfect participation. 100% participation. Tama din yung iba. But when you say quantitative research, this would always require the use of statistics. Wala pong quanti na walang statistics. It will always require statistics, either descriptive or inferential statistics. That is why one of the basic requirements in order for you to understand quantitative research design is that you must have a working knowledge, at least a foundation, basic foundation of what statistics would mean. So yun. Kasi nakita ko rito merong hypothesis testing, tama rin ito. Meron paramihan ang binanggit gumamit ng ng quantitative data, no? Tama to. Testing causal relationship, cause and effect, pwede rin 'yan. Pang rin 'yan, pang quantitative 'yan, no? Data such as demographic profile, ginagamitan din 'yan. Basta lahat ng, in short, when you say quantitative research design, this is a kind of research that is aimed at solving a problem and providing solutions to the problem through quantitative or through numerical data, no? So it can be descriptive or experimental research. Kasi may nakita ko rito experimental research, tama din 'yon. And of course, for all types of research, kailangan naman talaga ng survey, no? At lahat naman ng research ay measurable. Ang kaibahan lang, pag sinabing quanti, it is measurable through the use of your statistical treatment. Ang qualitative naman, measurable din naman siya, kaya ibang method lang of analysis. Hindi lang siya quantitative analysis, it's called qualitative analysis. But still, you can still make sense of the data that you gather out of your qualitative analysis. So, congratulations to all of you for providing answers that are correct. So, siguro you deserve a clap. Pwede niyo bang i-clap yung sarili ninyo? Ayan, congratulations. Ako ay natutuwa dahil kayo ay generally may idea na kayo ng sinasabi nating research, quantitative research rather, no? So very good yun. I'm happy with that. All right. But of course, in doing a research paper, we need to meet the international standards. International standards. We need to be globally competitive. And di tayo basta gagawa ng research na dahil for compliance lang. It is always suggested, according to our research scholars, that when we do research, the research is always in accord with international standards. Of course, with contextualization. Pag sinabi natin contextualization, we were able to localize our research paper in our respective department. Example, if you are in DepEd, dapat contextualize siya sa DepEd. If you are in higher ed, dapat contextualize siya sa higher education. All right, so let's begin our discussion about quantitative research design by sharing with you our the theme for today, for the discussion. This is about the new normal topic conceptualization. Nakikita niyo po ba yung aking screen? All right.
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
The new normal. Kasi tayo ay nasa new normal. Actually, wala pa nga tayo sa new normal. Nasa abnormal pa rin tayo eh. No? Until now, hindi pa tumitigil ang virus. And until now, ang virus ay ay para mga Pinoy. Alam niyo kung bakit? Tanungin niyo kung bakit ang virus ay para mga Pinoy.
Bakit po?
Galing niyo naman sumunod. Nagtanong talaga kayo. Kasi, ang virus ay para mga Pinoy dahil mahilig manganak. Mahilig magpadami. Kaya ang population ng Pilipinas ay napakadami kasi walang ginawa kundi mag-anak na mag-anak. Ganon din ang virus ngayon. Diyos ko, balak yatang kompleto ng lahat ng letters sa alphabet. Meron pang bagong pasok, Delta. No? Narinig niyo na ba 'yon? Yung yung
Yes po.
parang shampoo lang, no? May mga variant.
Thank you.
Oo, may variant at ngayon ay may bago. Mag-iingat kayo, nakapasok na sa Pilipinas. No, ang virus na Delta ang variant. And top 1 ngayon ang Indonesia. If you're watching television, ang Indonesia, kung dati India, yung mga namamatay sa kalsada na lang nililibing, no? Meron silang libingan doon na napakalalaki. Pero ngayon Indonesia, grabe. The last time that I watched a news, 40,000 a day. Grabe 'yun. So ibig sabihin, my dear colleagues, kindly take good care of ourselves. Mag-iingat pa rin po sa virus kasi hindi pa rin po tayo safe kahit saang lugar, no? Kaya ang tawag natin ngayon ay new normal. And kahit magkaroon ng virus, sabi nga natin, learning never stops. Learning should continue, no? Kahit online, kahit dapat lahat tayo nasa academe, lalo na kung tayo nasa admin, it's about time to change our paradigm. The paradigm of educational system, the paradigm of teaching and learning process. That since we are in the pandemic situation, we should do away with what we call traditional method. Traditional method. Even in research, hindi tayo dapat traditional. So I'll be teaching you the 21st century approach in learning and writing a research paper. So our theme for today, in general, our subject is quantitative research design. Pero for every synchronous classes, meron akong theme. So our theme for today is new normal topic conceptualization towards research internationalization. So hindi ko lang kayo tuturuan na gumawa ng quantitative research or gumawa ng mixed method research, but also I'll be exposing you to the world where research can be published. Because if we would like to be globalized, parang narinig akong audio na nakabukas. Nakabukas at naririnig ko yung yung industrial fund. Siguro nakatapat sa kanya yung industrial fund kaya maingay. Ayan. And of course, I'd like to help you, kung may plano kayo sa buhay, I'd like to help you publish your research paper as well. Kasi either we publish or we perish. That's the name of the game right now. However good we are, but if we are not able to leave legacy in our respective department, in our field, in our discipline, in our area of specialization, our research works will be worthless. Bakit? Our research works will just be gathering dust in our drawers kung nasa office ka. Kung nasa laptop ka naman, nandyan lang yan, naka-folder hanggang sa na-virus na. We need to publish our research paper because we would like the future researchers to learn that we are doing research. And the findings of our research, can be utilized by future researchers. Yun ang goal natin. Kaya ang tawag ko is towards research internationalization. Because if we publish our research papers, aside from making our research papers international, we will be helping researchers and policymakers in further developing this what we call policy development, policy reformulation, policy reengineering, policy analysis. Sana yung mga findings ng study nagagamit. No? In English, there should be a research utilization and application. Kaya po pa nag-identify kayo ng topic later on, sana po yung topic na napapanahon. No? Napapanahon. At alam nyo yun, dahil tayong lahat ay nasa academe. Alam natin kung ano yung mga napapanahon na topic. When you identify a topic, dapat napapanahon. And I think this is a good start. Kung may plano kayong tapusin ng EDD, pwede nang sa subject ko pa lang, meron na kayong naumpisahan na research paper na pwede nyo nang gamitin for your dissertation writing in the future, later on. Pwede na kayong bumuo ng dissertation paper later on. I will help you on that matter. So once again, our theme for today, new normal topic conceptualization towards research internationalization. So our objective for this morning is for you to be knowledgeable, to be acquainted with the different trends and issues related to research productivity. Na magtataka kayo, napakadaming educators sa Pilipinas. Educators, mapa basic ed, mapa higher ed, napakadami. Sa DepEd lang, di ba? May million ba sa buong Pilipinas? Meron millions of teachers in the Philippines, pero why is it that we are always left behind in terms of research productivity? So we will discover later on. Ganon din sa higher ed, no? Sa yung taga Davao tsaka Pisau. You will learn that even for higher education, research is one of the biggest issues. We are always left behind in research productivity. So alamin natin mamaya kung bakit. And there is also a need to strengthen the research culture. I'm going to provide you the framework or the underpinning, theoretical underpinning, or the legal or statutory requirement why research culture has to be strengthened in our own department. So lahat ng nasa EDD, kayo po in the future, mga 1 to 2 years from now, ay magiging doktor. Hindi medical doctor. Doctor ng education. Sir, ang medical doctor ay nanggagamot ng pasyente. Tayo, mga doktor ng education, nanggagamot tayo ng sakit ng educational institutions natin. Halimbawa, ano ba ang sakit ngayon? Ako, nagpa-survey ako bilang PSDS. Naku po, nung tinanong ko, how do they find research? Is it difficult or easy? Karamihan sagot nila difficult. So see, nagkaroon ako ng diagnosis. that research in my field, in my area is difficult. So yun ang sakit. Bilang doktor, yun ang ginagamot ko ngayon. So meron ako mga training na ginagawa. Actually, ang DepEd Bulacan, in-invite ako na mag-train ng mga PSDSS, EPSS, mga SEPs, etc. etc. So ang ginagawa namin ngayon sa DepEd Bulacan, ini-strengthen muna namin yung culture of research. And I do not know kung luckily or unluckily, yours truly was appointed as the resource speaker, resource person for the entire duration of training. Mga 2 months training, ako lahat ang palaging speaker weekly. So, hindi ko alam, tinatanong ko, ginajoke ko nga eh. Sabi ko, teka lang, ano ba to? Part ba to ng aking, ng aking domain? Part ba ng crack ko to? Kasi naging trainer na ako ng research ngayon sa SDO Bulacan. Ang sagot naman nila, sa ibang SDO nga, nagpapa-invite ka. Na-invite ako sa SDO Angeles. Na-invite ako sa SDO Malolos. So, syempre naman, sariling akin, SDO Bulacan, syempre, hindi ko matatanggihan yon. So, we are now currently improving the culture of research in the Department of Education, especially in Bulacan. By the way, nakalimutan ko itanong, lahat kayo ay nasa area ng Pampanga, no? Pampanga, in general, Pampanga Province. Meron ba rito naligaw na taga Mindanao? Wala naman. Pampanga lahat. Okay, sige. And of course, very importantly, is that we need to understand the correct method or the 21st century research process. Kailangan po nating maintindihan kasi kung hindi po, magkakamali tayo sa ating mga paggawa ng research kung hindi natin itatama yung ating research process. Pag sinabi kong tamang research process, mali pag sinabing unang araw ng research, pinag-develop ng 3 titles, di ba? Yung mga unang panahon, ewan ko kung naabutan nyo yun. Siguro sobrang tanda ko na, kaya ako na nakaabot nun. Ano na kasi ako, 63 na kasi ko eh. Noong panahon ko, unang araw pa lang, develop 3 titles. Kahit anong gawin ko, wala akong ma-develop na title. Kahit iumpog ko yung sarili ko sa pader, walang lumalabas sa title. Meron bukol. Nagkabukol ako tsaka dugo. So ibig sabihin, traditionally, tayo, ewan ko sa masteran nyo kung pinagawa sa inyo yun, sa research, 3 titles without reading. O ngayon, babaguhin ko yung paradigm na yon. Babaguhin ko yung research process at padadaliin ko, I will make it sure, and I have to tell you, that the conduct of research is easy. It's not difficult. Minsan na nagpapahirap lang yung mga nagtuturo. No? A good educator, an excellent teacher, an excellent facilitator is the one who is able to convert complicated topics into understandable ones. Kahit gaano kahirap ang topic, kapag ang teacher, katulad natin, mga teachers tayo, napapadali natin dapat yung mga mahihirap na topic. Kasi hindi na uso ngayon ng terrorism, lalo na modular, para ako magde-terrorize. Ang dapat ngayon ay pinapadali natin ang buhay ng mga estudyante natin to the point na pinapasimple natin yung proseso ng pag-aaral nila at pagtuturo nila. Kaya nga sa DepEd, di ba, meron tinatawag na, alam niyo ba yung MELCS? Ano yun? Anyone?
Most essential learning.
Yes po.
Ano po yun?
Most essential learning competence.
Most essential learning competence. Hindi ba ito yun? Yun pala to. Hindi pa yun yung sabihin. MELCS, most essential learning competencies. Ibig sabihin, from the curriculum, pipiliin mo na lang yung mga pasensya na kayo, nagjo-joke lang ako. Kailangan corny, no? Akala ko nakakatawa, corny pala. Tawag dito, pipiliin mo na lang from the curriculum, kahit sa higher ed, you will only select those most essential learning competencies. Ako ang turo ko sa distrito ko bilang public school district supervisor. We are going to enhance our learning continuity plan by employing or improving or duplicating or multiplying the number of classes who are using online mode of learning. Bakit? Kasi there are most essential learning competencies wherein teachers are needed. Meron din naman mga competencies na pwedeng modular. So kaya ngayon, ang definition ng blended ay combination ng online and modular. Dapat baguhin ng DepEd yun. Kasi ang definition ng DepEd, face-to-face and online. Wala namang face-to-face ngayon, bawal nga eh. Kaya dapat mabago yung definition na yun. So therefore, tayo mga educators, we need to be critical, innovative, no? At the same time, we need to be creative in such a way that we are able to identify the most essential learning competencies only na pwede nating ituro online. Sana makapag-online, lalo na yung mga mahihirap na eskwelahan. I'm sorry, yung mga estudyante na hindi nakapag-online masyado. Sana kahit once a month meron. Yun ang aking direction for the next school year. Na hindi lang puro modular kasi it's not I do not support modular. It's because after a year, I found out na parang hindi siya masyadong effective. Na parang based on interview and research, I found out na yun nga, mga magulang o kamag-anak o mga matatandang kapatid sumasagot ng module at hindi yung estudyante. No? Tapos, checkan natin, wow, perfect. Nilagay sa class grading sheet 90. Ang taas ng grade. Yung pala, hindi naman siya sumagot. Kaya dapat ang award ng mga magulang. Hindi naman yung hindi yung mga bata. Unlike the online learning, I am pro online learning. Unlike online learning, you will really observe the performance of the students. Kaya lang, yung mga most essentials lang, halimbawa, subjects like English, or how will you teach English using module? Baka nga pati reading ay hindi niya kayang basahin yan kasi wala nagtuturo sa kanya. No, the reading, the correct pronunciation, lalo na yung mga elementary teachers, importante that foundation yan eh. Importante that we teach them the correct pronunciations, the phonemes, phonemics, phonology, etc. etc. Kasi kung nagtuturo dyan ay merong native accent, halimbawa galing sa Visayas region, no? Oh, di ba pag sinabing galing sa Visayas region, yung halimbawa rectangle, ganun ang pronunciation natin. Siyempre, pag galing sa Visayas region, rectangle. Diba? So, namamali yung pronunciation. I'm sorry, I have nothing against anyone, but the thing is, nababago kasi kapag iba ang nagtuturo. And let us accept the reality that these people in their respective homes are not trained to be educators. Tama po ba? Hindi sila trained. Ang train na maging educators ay tayo. Tayo yung mga educators. Hindi yung mga nasa bahay na walang education degree. And in fact, there is a law na you cannot teach without license. Ang allowed lang sa senior high school na pwedeng wala ka pang license. Pero for junior high school and below, license is important. So therefore, tapos ngayon, ang pinagtuturo natin, ang pinag-guide natin, mga magulang, di ba? So that's it. That's what you call different issues related to education. And why am I discussing this? Because these are related to research na pwede nyo mamayang malaman na pwede palang paghugutan ng topic for research. So, in the Philippine Development Plan 2017-2022, the country aims to become an upper middle income by employing a robust foundation to realize inclusive, high-trust, and resilient society and develop to expand, diversify, and increase globally competitive knowledge economy, according to NEDA in 2017. So therefore, pag sinabing globally competitive knowledge economy, our research papers should be reaching the global standards, should be reaching the publication so that people globally would be able to read the findings of our study. That's according to NEDA. By the way, I'm just sharing with you some of the underpinnings why there is a need to improve our culture of research in the Philippines. And then, according to Bernardo, ito naman sa higher ed, the Philippines faces one of the greatest challenges in restructuring our educational processes to compete globally in area of research. Why? Because most of our schools in the Philippines are mostly teaching institutions. Parang ginagawa lang magturo as opposed to become an evidence-based institution or research-based research institution. Kaya mga teachers sa higher ed, hindi masyadong gumagawa ng research kasi hindi nga sila nabibigyan ng knowledge na dapat sila ay hindi lang nagtuturo, dapat gumagawa ng research. Because in higher education, my friends in Pisau, my colleagues in Pisau and Davs who would agree with me na meron tinatawag na quadrifocal function ang higher education institutions. Ano yon? Quality instruction, sustainable community extension, productivity of graduates, and research. So quadrifocal functions for higher education institutions. So lahat ng apat na yon ay dapat present sa isang higher ed. Kaya lang ang nangyayari, puro teaching, karamihan teaching institutions lang. Kaya yung mga magagandang eskwelahan sa Pilipinas, sila yung nag-emerge sa mga top 100 o top 500 world university rankings. Are you familiar with that? Narinig niyo na ba yon? Yung taga Pisau, si Sir Fernan?
Yes po.
Ayan, yung mga world university rankings. Kasi kung gusto natin makasama doon, kailangan talaga nating kailangan nating gumawa ng research. And take note, hindi lang basta research. This is about research publication. No? Valdez and Lapinid in 2015. So itong mga authors na to, they found out that action researches help the teachers in their professional tasks, but they had cited multiple dilemmas they face. Pwede kayo mag-agree or disagree. We are facing multiple problems like limited socialization opportunities. No? Tremendous workload and insufficient time. Yung binanggit ko kanina, na time is one of the problem. Departmental politics, no? Di ko alam kung anong pinaghuhugutan nito. Ano to? Pag malakas ka sa nag-approve, ay natatanggap ang paper mo. Pag hindi ka malakas, hindi natatanggap. And lack of resources. Ano yung mga resources sa panahon ngayon? Online resources, no? Sa panahon ngayon, yung mga online statistical tools. Meron ba kayo noon? Meron ba kayo o wala?
Wala po.
Wala po.
Yun. Kasi ako pa nagtuturo ko ng stat, hindi na ako nagpapakompute. Hindi ko na pinamemorize yung formula. Yung mga X bar is equal to the summation of frequencies over capital letter N. Hindi na uso ngayon yun. When we say resources, technological resources or infrastructure, SPSS is one. SPSS stands for Statistical Packages for Social Sciences. So ibig sabihin, these hamper the conduct of research among researchers. Kaya ayan hindi galing sa akin yan That is a researcher, by the way, a scholar, a research scholar. Whenever you say something, you need to have a source or you need to provide resources. Ganon tayo mga researcher. Kaya ang pagbabasa ay importante para pag sumulat tayo, yung laman ng isinusulat natin ay nanggagaling doon sa mga binabasa natin. Hindi tayo pwedeng magsulat nang wala tayong ebidensya or what we call evidence-based writing. 87% of the faculty members who were surveyed indicated that they do their research during summer recess and holidays, ibig sabihin bakasyon, while only 13% do it during the academic year. This is according to Howard in 2015. So, the lack of research time available to faculty during the academic year leaves them with only breaks or summer to resume their research. So, gumagawa lang ng research kapag bakasyon. And tanong, may bakasyon ba talaga? Kasi pag bakasyon, may mga lock session, may mga training, etc. etc. So, talagang hahanapan natin ng paraan ang research. And as mentioned by Popoy de Vera, the Commissioner Popoy de Vera, flexible learning or the use of online and offline learning will be utilized starting this year, 2021, onwards. Ibig sabihin, puro na tayo flexible learning ngayon. According to Secretary Briones of DepEd, for the next school year, no face-to-face will be allowed. And our school year will begin on September. Nabasa niyo na ba yun? Kung kailan?
September
September
13.
13 po.
September 13 ang start ng klase for the next school year. So, samantalahin natin hanggat bakasyon pa ng konti, pwede na tayong magbasa-basa ng mga research. And I will teach you how to, hindi how to read how to make sense of the literature. No? On the growing recognition of the potentials of research in educational settings and policy making in the basic education sector, hindi lang basta basic education, pati sa higher ed, it is important to find out whether a classroom teacher is geared towards a teacher-researcher genome. Nako, parang na to, science na to Genes, from the word genes, genome. Ibig sabihin, in layman's term, dapat tayo mga educational manager, total, nag-EDD kayo in the future, magiging educational manager kayo, or yung nasa SDO Angeles na supervisor, importante na meron tayong profile kung sino yung mga teacher, researcher as well, parang ganon. Kasi importante yun. Kasi kung ang i-hire lang natin ay teacher at hindi siya researcher, talagang hindi tayo makakapag-produce ng research. At kadalasan gumagawa lang ng research for promotion purposes, para nawawala yung idea na dapat maging researcher tayo. At minsan naman ay nagpapagawa lang ng research yung iba. So walang natututunan. That is according to Cardona in 2020, no? So in the Philippine basic educational system, where teaching research infusion takes its big leap in the recent years, there is a growing aspiration to understand how research-related activities are accomplished, under what conditions it may be stimulated, particularly how organizational practices or teacher characteristics influence the research productivity of the teacher. So ibig sabihin, ito yon, organizational practices. So yung taga DABSU, Madam, ano ulit yung item mo sa DABSU? Research
Coordinator po, sir.
Kung yun ay meron kayong ganong culture na ang research ay talagang pinapractice, dapat gumagawa, meron mga webinar, nag-invite kayo ng speaker, nag-train kayo, gumagawa na ng write shop. Ganon din sa basic ed, kaya nga ang SDO Angeles na-invite ako niyan kasi they would like to strengthen their research culture para yung teacher characteristics ay magkaroon din ng improvement in terms of research. So, Actually, this is true for both basic education and higher educational system, yung problem on research. So therefore, it is important that the leadership and management regards it in the system. Dapat palagi siyang kasama sa mga planning. Di ba kaya nga sinabi ko sa CHED, merong quadrifocal. No? Ang basic ed mamaya, ipapakita ko sa inyo na importante rin ang research. Meron tinatawag na Basic Education Research Agenda. No? All right. So the most influential predictor of research productivity is the culture of research or the research environment. So ibig sabihin, kung ang leader ninyo ay research productive, mamomotivate kayo na maging researcher. The common saying that you cannot give something that you do not have is very applicable in this present situation. Kaya dapat tayo mismo na nasa EDD program ang maging role model sa paggawa ng research para maka-influence tayo ng mga kapwa natin na gumawa ng research because research culture is very important. And therefore, faculty publication, if you would like to measure the research productivity, kung paano mo malalaman na ang isang institution ay meron tinatawag na research productivity, this is according to authors. Unang-una, dapat may publication. Kung sa higher ed yan. Sa basic ed, hindi masyadong nire-require ang publication unless magpapa-rank ka sa mas mataas na posisyon. Ano yung mga yon? Bawa, alam ko ang MT, ang school head, at saka PSDSS, EPS, kailangan na research publication. Agree ba sa akin dito yung taga-SDO Angeles?
Yes po.
Yon, kasama yon sa outstanding accomplishments, no? Pag magpaparang, dapat meron kang publication. Another indicator of research productivity is funded research. So ang basic education or DepEd ay merong pondo for research. Ang gagawin lang po natin ay magsasubmit tayo ng mga papers for funding. So malalaman natin na research productive yung mga faculty. Utilization of research results to policy formulation. So yun. Kailangan hindi lang basta gumawa ng research, kumbaga yung findings ng study nagamit siya for policy formulation. And there should be a continuous or religious exposure to research trainings. Kasi syempre, bilang mga educators, most of our time is allotted to the preparation of our lesson plan, the checking of the students' outputs, computation of grades, etc., etc. So there should also be an equal allocation to the exposure to research trainings. And of course, dissemination through presentations in research fora is maganda sana. Research awards received, and of course, other innovative and development projects. So those are the indicators of research productivity. Meanwhile, there is this what you call research culture. Paano ba natin masasabi na ang isang departamento o ang isang eskwelahan ay maganda ang research culture? Una, there is a strength of the department that determines quality researches. Meaning to say, there is a pool of qualified evaluators. Hindi lang basta evaluators, qualified dapat sila. Kasi nga, paano sila mag-evaluate ng research kung sila mismo ay hindi naman qualified, hindi naman marunong gumawa ng research. So dapat sila mismo gumagawa ng research para maging qualified. Availability of financial support, no? Research-related infrastructure. Halimbawa, technology. Dapat may technology yan. At para makapag-download ka ng mga articles, you should have excellent bandwidth or internet connection, good internet connection. Online literature sources. Kailangan yan. Software like SPSS, plagiarism scanner, and Grammarly. Sa panahon ngayon, hindi na kailangan ng tao para mag-check ng paper. Meron ng software that will check the grammar of your paper, no? There is also a scanner, no? It's an online that will check the plagiarism activities of your paper. And sabi ko nga kanina, statistics is no longer manual. Whenever I teach stat, nagpapagamit na ako ng software, tinuturuan ko na lang kung paano i-analyze yung result ng computation ng SPSS. There should also be research capacity training. Kaya kung ang principal ninyo isinasama ang LAC session, research capacity training, very good ang research culture nyo nun. No? Proper mentoring. Dapat meron kayong mga mentors na nagtuturo sa inyo kung paano gumawa ng research. Research outputs, dapat meron. And of course, kung maaari sana, merong research publications. Because research publications is our method of dissemination. And hopefully, future researchers would be able to read the findings of our study. Hold on for a while, please. All right. So those are the what we call the culture of research indicators. So meaning to say, our research legacy is about dissemination, utilization, and of course, para tayo ay magkaroon ng citation. Dissemination, publication, utilization, ibig sabihin localization of our research findings para siya ay magamit. And hopefully in the future, when we publish our research paper, ay ma-cite yung paper natin. That is our research legacy, passion, and advocacy. So meaning to say, we will now go to the highlight of our discussion. This is about research process, and there are 5 phases that are involved in doing a research paper. And one of them is what we call conceptualization phase. I will first focus on conceptualization phase. And the first phase is topic identification. You need to identify a topic or what we call variable, either independent or dependent variable. When you say dependent and dependent is, as the term implies, is dependent on the independent variable. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Or cause and effect. No? For example, what makes you happy? Pag sinabi mong money is an independent variable. Happiness is what you call dependent variable. Parang gano'n. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng IV and DV, cause and effect. Yun ang una niyong gagawin. You need to identify a topic. But when you identify a topic, you need to ask yourselves basic questions such as, what do I know about the topic? What should I know more about the topic? And what do previous studies say about my chosen topic? All right? So yun, kailangan knowledgeable kayo sa topic. So therefore, I'd like to tell you that there is the DepEd has DepEd Order number 16, series of 2017, about research management guidelines that would tell us that when we make decision, it should be evidence-based. And this DepEd order are the sources of possible source of funding, and it advocates the research dissemination and utilization. So sa mga taga DepEd po, your assignment for today is to review the DepEd Order number 39, series of 2016, or what we call Basic Education Research Agenda. Para naman sa mga dalawang taga Higher Ed, yung taga Pisau and Dabsu, I'd like you to review the NERA. Your assignment is NERA, National Higher Education Research Agenda. Kasi pang higher ed yun. Iba ang topic ng basic education, iba ang topic ng basic education and higher education. All right? So I think I will stop from there. Kasi pag kinontinue ko pa, mas dadami ang assignment ninyo, no? So ang assignment niyo muna ngayon is you need to read the basic education research agenda at mag-identify po kayo ng mga topics. May mga teams po sila doon. May mga teams sila doon at makikita nyo na marami kayong pwedeng makuwang topic sa basic education research agenda. Ganon din po yung NERA, napakadami rin pong topic, no? So from there, I will end my discussion by giving you an activity that you need to identify a topic, IVDV, independent variable, and dependent variable. Dapat di magkakabaliktad yun, ha? IVDV about the topic that you would like to work on. Kung kayo ay taga DepEd, Basic Education Research Agenda ang pagkukuhanan. Kung kayo ay taga Higher Ed, NERA, or the National Higher Education Research Agenda 2. Kasi may 1 na eh. Yung 1 expired na yon. May second edition na yung NERA. Alright? So, do you have any clarifications before we end our introduction or discussion for this morning? May natutunan po ba kayo kahit konti sa ating discussion? I will now be entertaining questions from the group. Meron po ba? May natutunan po ba o wala?
Hello po, sir.
Yes.
Meron po.
Sir, after reviewing po yung pong pinost po ninyo, yung assignment namin, what will be the next activity po ba? Are we going to do a reflection paper or something?
Very good si Madam, excited. Sige, after you identify a topic, sabi ko assignment nyo, review nyo, tapos you will identify an IVDV. Pag meron na kayong IVDV, paki-post po sa GC natin and I will say approve. Tapos, yung next topic natin will be related to the approved. Yung next discussion natin is a continuation and will be the basis, no? Your approved topic will be the basis of our future discussion. Okay sa inyo? Gusto ko kayong dahan-dahanin lang kasi alam ko naman magaling na kayo sa research, pero dahan-dahanin ko lang kayo para later on ma-digest nyo talaga ang research, no? Kaya nga, research is a process. Pag sinabing process, step-by-step procedure. So punta muna tayo doon sa topic identification bago yung ibang mga steps. Dadaanan natin lahat yun, do not worry. Marami pa tayong meetings, pero gusto ko lang muna kayong makapagbasa, NERA and Basic Education Research Agenda, and maghanap na po kayo ng IVDV ninyo na napapanahon po. Tapos, next meeting, may presentation ng IVDV before I discuss my next topic. All right? So, any question, clarification?
Thank you po.
Any questions?
Thank you po.
May tanong pa po?
Morning po, sir.
Meron pa po bang tanong o wala na?
None so far po.
Clear na po.
May natutunan po ba kahit paano?
Yes po, alas po.
Sir Paquito, wala kang tanong?
Sino tinatanong mo kung walang tanong?
Po, iba po si Sir Paquito eh. Hindi po siya from education kasi si Sir, ano po siya?
Sir, okay na po sir. I understand naman po. I'll just pick some themes doon sa NERA at saka sa Basic Education Research Agenda.
Taga saan po si Sir Paquito?
Sir,
Saan department po si Sir Paquito?
good morning. Sir, I'm from the Armed Forces of the Philippines po, sir, sa Department of National Defense.
Bakit
So,
PDD?
Sir, meron po kasing training and education din po sa Armed Forces and I would like to align on that field.
Kasi kung ako tatanungin mo, dapat nasa ano ka, Doctor in Public Administration.
I agree rin po sir, kaso yung mga previous education ko po kasi sir, naka-align na doon. So I would like to be parang diverse po. I want to be diverse myself para po may maraming options.
Pero ano yung undergrad mo, sir? Ano ang
Sir, PMA po sir, BS-PMA at saka sa flying training
masters
po ako.
mo?
Sa flying sir, pilot training.
Ang masteral mo, sir?
Master's in Strategic Studies po sir, tsaka National Security Administration.
All right. Okay. So, kumbaga ano tawag dito?
Jack of all trades, master of none sir.
Jack of all trades ka. Oo, ang galing.
Master of none.
All right. O di sige, meron pa bang tanong? Meron pa kayong gustong i-clarify o itanong before we end our discussion for today, because I do not want to proceed to the next topic unless tawag dito, hindi niyo pa nagagawa yung step number 1, which is topic identification, because that is important. Meron pa po bang katanungan?
None so far
None
po.
so far po.
All right.
Wala na po, sir.
Mula ng tanong, pwede na mag-open ng camera para makapag na tayo. Para makapag
Picture attendance po.
group picture na.
Ah,
Para tawag dito. Meron tayong proof na tayo ay nagklase.
Presenting naman yung screen.
Ma'am,
Okay na? Okay na?
okay na po.
Sige, kung okay na, I'll see you next time. Mag-a-announce na lang ako ng ating mga feature classes, no? Bye, everyone.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you very much po.
Thank you po.
Next.
Thank you
So much po, sir. Ingat.
Ingat. Bye, everyone.
Bye po.
Bye po.
Bye po.